Where to begin? This show was awesome. This show was great. Was it the best takeover of all time? No. Did it feel like a culmination of 24 previous takeovers to be one of the top 5 takeovers? I'm going to say no, because of the one that ladder match just blew the entire roof off the building. That the next 2 matches, which were Tyler Breeze versus the Velveteen Dream and the Women's Championship match, well, kind of made it was hard for them to follow. Outside of those 2 matches, the rest of the show was just awesome. But it just felt like, because of what was put into that ladder match, the wind went out, the air went out of the building, it felt like, for a lot of it, for the next 2 matches, which seemed to hurt the show a little bit. Beth Phoenix is, like, live is, she's still getting there. She's not there yet. She will be better at, probably at Toronto and War Games, but it's just like, her first live takeover just wasn't it just wasn't. It felt like she still has growth, which is fine. Everybody who's just new, there's a lot of first times for this takeover. First one for Beth Phoenix on commentary. First for the ring announcer, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The Street Profits made their NXT takeover debut as well, and the Forgotten Sons. Oh, I'm sorry, not Wesley Blake. His tag team partner and Jackson Ryker both made the, Steve Cutler and Jackson Ryker, who did get involved in the ladder match, made their NXT TakeOver debuts. So that's a lot of debuts for this company, for TakeOver, for NXT this time around. That's a lot. This show, man, what a show it was, though. Like, the way it started with Roderick Strong and Matt Riddle, and the way it ended with Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole, and we have a new NXT champion. We have new tag champs because we knew that was going to happen, and we have a new NXT champion. And the story going forward that's going to have to be playing out is that Johnny Gargano on his own can't handle the championship like being a champion. He won the North American Championship at Phoenix and lost it a couple weeks later and was a transitional champion to the Velveteen Dream. In his first he won the championship at TakeOver New York, and in his first title defense, he loses it to Adam Cole in a damn good match, better than what they did at TakeOver New York by a country mile. I don't get why anyone thinks that that match was a 5-star match at TakeOver New York. You can't just say, oh, well, Final Fall in the 2 out of 3 Falls match was what made it a 5-star match. The other 2 don't matter. Yes, they do. It is a 2 out of 3 Falls match. If you're going to have me see a 2 out of 3 Falls match, you have to take in consideration the first and second fall. And that second fall, for sure, brought the match down because it was like roll up counter after roll up counter until Johnny Gargano got the second fall. You can't just say, oh, well, that third fall was amazing enough that it cancels out anything that happened before that in fall 1 and 2, and that's bullshit. Now, Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong, awesome match. The ladder match. Oh, holy shit. These 8 guys, plus Jackson Ryker, who did get involved, so that's 9. These 9 guys, overall, beat the living hell out of each other. You think what the 7 guys did before Brock Lesnar ruined it at Money in the Bank, tried to kill each other? They ain't got nothing on what they did tonight. Now, if we want to rate this between this and Double or Nothing, I would say this was probably the better show, the stronger show, because the fact that NXT does have TV, NXT has proper way to build stars and build matches and everything right now. But Double or Nothing was definitely, as it stands right now, Double or Nothing is in my top 5 shows of this year. 1 being NXT TakeOver, 2 being Phoenix, 3 being TakeOver 25, and 4 being Double or Nothing. 5th one I don't have yet, because I guess you would have to say probably the Royal, but that's about it, and I'd probably get knocked out when we get to Toronto. But yes, top 5 right now, Double or Nothing is in there. Something that was interesting coming out of this as well is they did announce that the next NXT UK TakeOver show will be taking place in August. 5 hours before Double or Nothing, before All In 2's All In 2, which is All Out, the sequel to All In with All Out, on August 31st at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NXT TakeOver UK Cardiff will be going on the air. That should last about 2.5 hours, so about 5:30 you'll be done with that show if you're in the States, or for that. And then you can sit there, you can relax, you can chillax, and then you can wait for All Out. So definitely going to be an awesome weekend, an awesome Saturday for wrestling. As if you are somebody who wants to watch good wrestling for the WWE on that weekend, you're going to have TakeOver UK TakeOver Cardiff. So I'm looking forward to that. No, I don't keep up with the NXT UK division because it's just a lot of wrestling, and it's going to be like hard to keep. Like, it's going to be tough to do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and double AEW show as well, and pay-per-views and takeovers or whatever. So it's going to be a tough schedule coming up for sure. But definitely going to be interesting to see how All Out and Cardiff look on that night. Some dumbass asked JR, JR, AEW is going head-to-head with NXT UK TakeOver. Which one are you going to be watching? I'm like, do you realize that JR works for All Elite Wrestling and is going to be calling All Out? And, of course, JR said the right thing, my monitor, even though, of course, it is going to be on the air before All Out goes on, so he'll be probably getting ready for his show while that show is going on the air. Doesn't mean JR is not going to watch it eventually, because I'm sure JR, like all of us, is a wrestling fan, is going to sit there and watch all forms of wrestling that he can. I'm sure he still keeps up with WWE. I'm sure he watched TakeOver tonight. I'm sure a lot of guys and girls from All Elite Wrestling watched this show tonight. This was Triple H's response, not to AEW. This was Triple H's response to the shit we got on SmackDown Live. You remember on SmackDown Live when that show opened up, and one of the first signs you seen when Kevin Owens was in the ring, they save us Triple H. You want to know why that sound was there? Watch tonight's show. This show was fun. This show was great. This show was professional fucking wrestling. No sports entertainment anywhere. No goofy backstage segments. No toilet humor out in the middle. This was men and women going out there, putting their bodies on the line to entertain the fans, and doing a damn good job about it. This was a great show. Was it, like I said, was it the best show of the year? Not even close. Again, it's not their fault, but it's just like the Fatal 4-Way brought the show down, because the next match after that was Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze. That was a good match. Velveteen Dream looked awesome. It looked great, and Tyler Breeze looked great, but it's like they just couldn't follow whoever was going to be put on after that match between the ladder. With that ladder match was going to be like, we have to follow that, and there you go. The women did their best. There was a spot where the horsewoman came out, Candice LeRae destroyed them and brutalized them with a kendo stick, and it really didn't factor into the end of the match. So, other than the fact of what happened after the match, with Io Shirai pretty much destroying Shayna Baszler, it really didn't serve any purpose towards the match, but it did for the aftermath. But I digress. This show, of course, came from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We had, of course, this was from the Webster Bank Arena. Marinello looked like, I swear, Marinello looked like he was cosplaying as Jim Cornette for this show. He had a gold tux on, with a gold suit on, with a blue tie. It looked like something Jim Cornette would wear. It was just like, is he trying to cosplay Jim Cornette? What's up with that? We started off strong, very strong, as we had Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong, and probably what was the best match for both of these men in their NXT careers. This match felt like if these guys were going for the North American Championship or the NXT Championship, this would have been a great middle event. This was, like I said, was the best either of these two have looked in NXT. Strong has been in NXT for a good while now, and of course Matt Riddle's been here for a couple months, like 6 or 7 months, but still, this was their best match. We go right to the ring, and out comes Roderick Strong. Matt Riddle is out next as Alicia Taylor. That's her name. Alicia Taylor does the introduction, making her NXT TakeOver debut. So congratulations to Alicia Taylor. Of course, before her was Taylor Braxton, who did the last 10 or 15, like the last 10 takeovers that could be wrong, or like at least the last 5 or 6 takeovers, because Richard Hamilton moved up to the main roster, and so did the announcer for Raw. Back and forth to start the match, they end up on the floor and trade big moves to get things going. Strong ends up hitting a big backbreaker from the ring. Riddle sells the move on the floor. They bring it back, and Strong keeps control. Strong sends Riddle back out and brings him in for a 2 count. Strong with a big chop. They trade strikes now. Strong blocks and nails another backbreaker for a 2 count. Fans do dueling chants for both Strong, but Strong keeps control. Strong bends Riddle around the ring post now. Strong with another chop, but before throwing Riddle back into the ring. Riddle fights up from his knees, but Strong keeps stacking him. The big story of this match was that Roderick Strong continued to work on Matt Riddle's back through the majority of the match. I'm surprised they didn't want to work on the ribs because, of course, when they had that tag team match with Johnny Gargano and Matt Riddle like 2 weeks ago, his ribs were taped, so I'm surprised they didn't want to use that as a factor, that maybe his ribs weren't completely healed from the beatdown from Roderick Strong from like 3 weeks ago. Riddle fights to his feet and keeps the strikes coming. Riddle takes Strong down with a close 2 count. Strong comes right back and hits the Olympic Slam for another pin. Fans do some more dueling chances. Strong goes for another backbreaker, but it's countered. Strong blocks that, but Riddle drops him on his head with a suplex. Riddle on the strikes and a kick to drop Strong, and another. Riddle with a jumping forearm and kick. Riddle kips up like a rolling kip up for a pop, which I like the way he does the kip up because he does like a roll to kip up. He doesn't actually like have his hands or anything. He just uses his like neck muscles. Riddle keeps the offense going and nails him for the suplex. Riddle lands on his feet after missing a standing moonsault, but he hits a senton and continues for a kick and a 2 count. Riddle with some kicks while Strong is on his knees. The last kick knocks Strong back onto the mat. Strong ducks a running kick. Riddle counters the move, but Strong knees him. Riddle catches Strong with a GTS and a German suplex for a close 2 count. He hit the GTS differently because usually when you see when CM Punk or when Hideo Itami hit the GTS, they would hit him on the knee that was closest to the head, but he actually pops him up and hits him to the knee that's on to the other knee. And then he hits him with a deep German suplex. He held the German suplex in for the pin. We got a 2 count. More back and forth now. Strong with a big kick while Riddle is sitting up top. Strong climbs up and hits a superplex, but Riddle still kicks out. They trade strikes in the middle of the ring. Again, Strong ducks a kick and nails a forearm. Riddle counters and goes up for a powerbomb, but Strong slides out. Strong with a kick and an enziguri. Strong with a jumping knee, but Riddle is still up. Strong with more strikes. Strong spikes Riddle into the mat for another close 2 count. Strong can't believe it. A loud NXT chant breaks out. This was just brutal. These two beat the living hell out of each other. And I did not think this was going to be the most brutal match of the night. But still, these guys, I swear these guys wrestled a Strong style match. This was not like butterfly. This was not like pansy kicks or anything. These guys wanted to like literally look like they were trying to hurt each other. Strong tries for a submission, but Riddle kicks him out of the. Strong runs right back into misses a knee. Riddle drops Strong with kick and then a power bombs him. Riddle with a final flash for a close 2 count. Riddle goes to the top but lands on Strong's knee. Strong with a jumping knee, which actually it was kind of funny because Riddle hits a jumping knee, and Mauro Ranallo actually called it the V trigger. And I'm like, I've never heard anybody in WWE or on NXT TV call a jumping knee the V trigger. That's like I've only ever heard that really when Kenny Omega hits a jumping knee. I thought it was kind of funny. Riddle Strong goes right into a Boston Crab after a powerbomb. Riddle fights but Strong repositions and puts the knee in the back while in the middle. Fights out with some kicks. Strong drops down, but Riddle beats him with an elbow. Riddle goes to the bro mission now. Strong fights out of it, but Riddle keeps the elbows coming. Strong fights to his feet, but Riddle more elbows. Goes on and hits a bro destroyer tombstone type power driver for the 1, 2, 3. After a hard-fought match, Matt Riddle beats Roderick Strong in the middle of the ring. Hell of a match between these two. After the match, Strong makes his exit as Riddle celebrates and his music hits. We go to replays and Riddle continues the celebration as the crowd chants bro, bomb, him. They do a little commercial break here and there, and then of course we see the NXT champion Johnny Gargano warming up. Then they showed us what we all knew was going to happen anyway. They usually show there was no new superstars in the crowd like they do usually. We did see Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg Brian James in the front row. They say Mark says they are part of NXT history because they are giving back at the Performance Center. So there is your confirmation that Brian James, BG James, the Road Dogg, is working with NXT now. I hope he is much happier because I'm sure working with Vince McMahon is just a chore. Now we have a fatal 4-way ladder match. This match was so brutal. You thought Michael Cole saying, what is wrong with these guys at NXT, at Money in the Bank, when you saw people trying to kill each other there before Brock Lesnar ruined it? These guys literally tried to kill each other. There was so much brutality. I cannot even justify this match whatsoever. I will say though that I have a feeling this could be Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan's one of their last takeovers together. Oney Lorcan, of course, is a member of 205 Live. Danny Burch, of course, is always seen over on 2K NXT. I can't say 2K NXT UK. So maybe this could have been their last one song. I have no idea. But it feels like they might be going their separate ways eventually, and this could have been like their last big hurrah. If it is, these guys went out there with a blaze of glory because they brought it. Of course, Steve Cutler, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford all making their NXT TakeOver debut. Let's see here. I'm just going to tell you now, finally, it's been forever, and I thought they would never. The Street Profits are your NXT Tag Team Champions. This was people taking the ladder. Like, there was a part where the Forgotten Sons took one ladder and put it over both of their heads, running over everybody in their way. And so I believe the Street Profits grabbed them and superplexed, German suplexed them while they had the ladder on them. Kyle O'Reilly, who was in the back, behind them, just barely missed hitting him. Kyle O'Reilly took a massive beating in this match. This dude, I'm surprised, is able to walk. The Undisputed Era came out at the end of the night to celebrate with Adam Cole. I'm surprised this guy was not bandaged up and everything and like on a stretcher or something, because he took every type of bump that you could think of in a ladder match. I commend this guy because he just got his ass completely whipped. Let's see here. Can I ask something though? It's a cliche in wrestling, and it seems to happen in WWE a lot. Why is it like the first ladder we always see in a ladder match that people they bring it to the ring is too small for a normal sized person to actually go up and grab the title? If you watch Christian Miracle's Everything Wrong, like WWE Sins videos, it's a cliche on his videos when he does a ladder match. It's like the first ladder ever used in a ladder match is too small to reach the prize cliche, and it's like, why is that a thing? Why is that like a huge cliche? Because it's so baffling that you would have these guys go out there and get a ladder that doesn't fit the ring, that doesn't reach the top. Halfway through the match, I believe it was Oney Lorcan was trying to go up. Oh no, it was Kyle O'Reilly trying to go up to get the title after he was done getting beat down. Jackson Riker shows up before you even see him out there. Kyle O'Reilly, who has been through hell, is like struggling to even muster a chance to pull up the ladder. And you just see his eyes widen like, oh, I'm dead. Oh, shit. And then they go back to the stage, which was definitely set up differently than you would see in a normal NXT TakeOver, by the way. And Jackson Riker was there. He took his jacket off, came to the ring, started just beating everybody up. Eventually, the Street Profits, the Undisputed Era, and I believe Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan all started beating the living hell out of this guy, took a ladder and started slamming it on him, up and down, up and down, up and down. He just kept getting up. You had Montez Ford do a tope con hilo to the outside onto him. You had, I believe, Danny Burch, or I think it was Danny Burch, do a suicide dive to the outside, taking him down. You had someone throw a ladder over him and the Forgotten Sons. The end of the match came down to the Forgotten Sons and the Street Profits. And oh boy, is this interesting, because you had, I believe, Steve Cutler on. Let me see here. I have notes here. It's just I can't even justify trying to go through this match. Let's see. The end of the match ended with Frank and Cutler come to push the Riders over in fans' booth, undisputed. Birch and Lorcan end up on the outside. Ford and Dawkins end up stopping the Forgotten Sons from climbing. What happened was Dawkins speared, I believe, Wesley Blake through the ladder, below the ladder. The other, like, Steve Cutler was on top of the ladder. The ladder was positioned so that Montez Ford could springboard off of the top rope onto the ladder. And I'm telling you, if you overshoot that or undershoot that by a second, the finish to the match would be screwed up big time. Like, he sticks the landing, knocks down the member of the Forgotten Sons, and he just pulls both titles down as Angel Dawkins holds the other side of the ladder down, and the Street Profits win the tag team titles. I am so happy for these two. I said the Undisputed Era were not winning. If anybody for the Undisputed Era was winning tonight, it was Adam Cole. Plain and simple. You weren't going to have the Undisputed Era have 2 or 3 belts for the men's divisions. It just wasn't happening, so they weren't winning. I believe Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan are done after this one. I could be wrong, but it's just a feeling. And it was either going to be Wesley Blake being the next person to become a 2-time tag team champion, or you were going to get the Street Profits. And I think I went with the Street Profits. After the match, Ford and Dawkins celebrate up the ladder with the twin titles as the music hits, and they go to some replays. Ford and Dawkins hit the crowd and celebrate with the fans in their red solo cups. So, congratulations to the Street Profits. I am happy as all hell that they won. Then we moved on to this match. And boy, oh boy, did these two have to follow what we just saw. The tag team ladder match was better than both ladder matches at Money. It's my opinion, it's still not better than the American ladder match we had the year last year. That one still is up there higher, but I think this is right behind it. Out of ladder we've seen in NXT, I will say, this match was number 2. I think we only had 3. This match was number 2. Balor versus Kevin Owens was number 3, and the match to take over New Orleans number 1. I don't know if we had another ladder match. I could be wrong, but and the Adrian Neville versus Bo Dallas would be number 4. That was a ladder match too. So yeah. Dream with some mind games. He comes out with Tyler Breeze for his comeback. Comes out. Out comes North American Champion Velveteen Dream. I have no. He was cosplaying as this time. He looked like a mixture of Elton John and a geisha. I don't know, but he just looked weird. This was a pretty decent match, but I think a lot of us knowing how good both of these guys can be, how good these guys are, I think this did not see. I don't think this exceeded anybody's expectations. I'm just gonna be frank right there. I think these guys could have did better. Do I think these two are done? Do I think this is the last time we're going to see these two wrestle? I don't think so. I know Tyler Breeze is back in NXT full time. This was not just like his last time he wrestled for the North American Championship against Ricochet, where it was a one and done. Triple H has confirmed that he is going to be in NXT for the foreseeable future, which is great. Dream with some mind games to start. Fans do some dueling chants. They say Breeze is gorgeous, Velveteen. Breeze is gorgeous, Velveteen. Breeze also taunts Dream early on. Breeze ends up sending Dream to the floor with a clothesline. Breeze runs the ropes, but Dream rocks him with a right hand at the apron. Dream with a big double axe handle from the top. Dream with a moonsault from the middle rope, but for a 2 count. Breeze goes to the floor to regroup, but Dream rolls him back in. Dream goes up top, but Breeze retreats to the floor. Breeze pulls Dream down his leg around the ring post. It almost looked like when he pulled him into the ring post, it looked like he almost got him, he crotched him. It looked like he crotched him actually, and the referee could have caught a DQ if he wanted to. Dream sells the move to the floor. Breeze leaps off the apron with a flying forearm. Breeze brings it back into the ring, but Dream goes out for a breather. Breeze leaps to the floor again, but Dream decks him with a knitter with a big right hand. Dream returns to the ring as the referee counts. Breeze follows, but Dream scoops him, and Breeze slides out. Dream lands bad on his leg and Breeze goes for a single leg crab, locking it in. Dream finally makes it to the bottom rope to break the hold. I do want to say something. Hey, main roster, do me a favor. If you take anything from this show should teach you how to sell injuries. It gets me so sick and tired when I see somebody like have a storyline injury and they forget it halfway through the match. It happens all the time on the main roster. And it's kind of annoying, especially when you have great selling from Dream, Gargano, Cole, and Io Shirai in this show. Dream lands bad on his leg, locking Dream finally gets to the bottom. Dream smacks Breeze twice. Breeze responds by unloading with some stomps in the corner. Breeze with some more strikes. Breeze drop kicks Dream out of the ring. Dream with a big super kick on the floor. Dream rolls back in as the referee counts again. Breeze slams. He goes over to the ref and says, no. Stop. I don't want to win this by count out. I want to punish this guy some more. Goes out and just slams his head on the announce table several times. He grabs his title and Dream's and Breeze's phone. He puts the title beside Dream's face, Breeze's face, grabs him around and says, how about a selfie with the champ now? Has his arm around Dream's head and says, say cheese! Got an actual selfie. Breeze follows Dream into the referee count. Dream scoops Breeze up for a Dream Valley driver for a close 2 count, or the DVD. I love that. Dream climbs to the top but comes back down. Breeze counters and ends up connecting with the enziguri. Dream goes back up top. Breeze goes up back to the top and hits a crossbody, but Dream rolls through for a 2 count. Moving on to the end, close to the end of this match, Dream goes to the top and hits a big flying elbow, not quite sticking the landing he wanted. Breeze blocks a move in the corner and hits another supermodel kick. Breeze with an unprettier, but Dream kicks out just in time. He did try and go for the unprettier a couple times in this match and did finally hit one. Breeze with the upper, Breeze and fans in the crowd can't believe it. Dream is laid out on the mat. Now Breeze finally goes back for him, but Dream suckers him in and rips him up for a close 2 count. Breeze with a big beauty shot, but Dream rolls to the floor to avoid the pin. Breeze looks frustrated, like, come on, they can't be like this. Breeze goes to the floor and drags Dream over by his arm as the referee counts. Dream stops Breeze from pulling him in. Dream goes in to argue with the ref about his count. Doesn't want him to count Dream out because if Dream is counted out, that's an end. Breeze goes back to the apron, but Velveteen Dream had the North American Championship. Look to hit Breeze with it. Breeze stops that, grabs it, turns around, tosses it to the ref. Dream Valley Driver. Purple Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3, winner and still NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream. Pretty decent match. I think these guys can do a lot better. It also sucks that these guys had to follow what happened in the match before. If these guys would have won before the Fatal 4-Way match, I think they would have had a better reception overall. It just felt like we just got done watching 8, 9 guys try to kill each other for tag team gold. And then these guys are going to come out here and try and up the ante, and I don't think they landed it. After the match, Dream recovers and celebrates as his music hits. Dream raises the NXT North American title as we go to replays. We come back from the replays to Dream celebrating and taking a selfie with Breeze's phone. Breeze is recovered and staring him down. Breeze taunts him with the phone and raises the title and says, This belongs to me. He pointed, this belongs to me, the championship. But this, your phone, belongs to you. Hands it back to him. Dream hands the phone back to Breeze and poses with his back turned. Dream continues taunting Breeze at the title. Fans and Breeze he stops Dream, pushes him back so he's not leaving yet. Dream and Breeze wants a selfie with the fans and Breeze want a selfie with the Velveteen Dream. They both pose for a selfie. Fans cheer them on. See the selfie appear on the big screen. Dream shows off some more before exiting the ring as his music hits. Dream greets a few fans at ringside as Breeze looks on. So again, I hope we can see a much, much better match. I know these guys can tear the house down. It feels like it just wasn't. It wasn't. I hope they could tear the house down, and the fact that the match before this tore the house down, this match suffered for it, and they had a hell of a match. beats anything that happened on any singles match that happened at Money in the Bank. But for this, I was hoping for better, more. Before we get to the next match, we had a little commercial break. We came back and we got a coming soon vignette for Damian Priest, the former Punishment Martinez. So yes, the last time we saw Punishment Martinez on TV, on NXT TV, he lost to Matt Riddle, and I believe he lost to Keith Lee. I think it was Keith Lee or Dominik Dijakovic, one of the two. And he disappeared. He was just, getting his feet wet, letting us know that he's here. But he is coming back as Damian Priest. Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. This match I felt like this match was not going to be these women could have a match of the night, just not on this night. Especially at that fatal 4-way in that opener and the main event. If you wanted to give me this match in an all-women's pay-per-view and gave them the right amount of time, this would be match of the night. If you wanted to give me this match on a main roster pay-per-view and they actually got the right time, this could be match of the night. But what we had at the end of the night and the first two matches of this night, this match just did not feel like it had it. Ryan comes out first. NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler does her entrance with Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke with her before she gets to the gorilla position, and they do their little gestures together, and then she walks to the ring. Following introductions, the bell rings, and Shirai comes flying out of the corner, but they go back and forth. Baszler takes Shirai down, but Shirai blocks a move with a sweep. Shirai with a slap for a pop. Baszler charges it, but Shirai keeps control and hits a delayed drop kick, sending Baszler rolling to the floor. Shirai runs the ropes for a dive, but puts on the brakes as Baszler walks away. Baszler's like, I got this. I'm smart. I'm staying out here for a minute. She was like taunting. It's like, I know what I'm doing. But Shirai comes right at her with a baseball slide to knock down Baszler. Shirai brings Baszler back into the ring and goes up top. Baszler walks into a boot, but then rips Shirai from the top to the mat. Baszler kicks Shirai in the mouth. Baszler goes on and nails a reality check. She did try to get her earlier with the reality check, but Shirai rolled out of it, but not this time. That's that stomp to the elbow, which looks brutal as fuck every single time she does it. So from here on out, Io Shirai's arm was done. She could not do anything with this arm. This is how you sell an arm injury or an injury in a hole. Moving on a little bit further here, we get Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke run down to the ring, but Candice LeRae runs right behind them with a kendo stick and just beats the piss out of these two. She unloads, but Shafir grabs her from behind. LeRae is still swinging the stick, breaking free from Shafir. LeRae leaps from the steel steps, taking Shafir and Duke down with the crossbody. Baszler takes advantage of the distraction and rolls Shirai up for a 2 count. Back and forth between the two now. Shirai catches a kick and slaps Baszler to the mat. Shirai goes to the top for a moonsault, but has to land on her feet. Baszler with a curve through the clutch for and a 2 count. Shirai with a roundhouse kick to the head. They tangle some more. Baszler with a close 2 count. Baszler goes into the curve through the clutch again, but Shirai hangs on. Baszler keeps the hold locked in. A Spanish chant for Shirai. Baszler starts to ragdoll. What happened was Io Shirai tried to roll up and do the back bridge where you would be bridging over your opponent, like a handstand bridge or something like a bridge. Well, that was stupid because the person you're trying to bridge over is Shayna Baszler, and Baszler got in the kill through the clutch, and there was nothing she could do. She fought, and Shirai eventually taps. And that was that. After the bell, Baszler keeps the hold locked in for a few extra seconds. Baszler releases and takes the title as her music hits. She raises the title as we see Shirai recovering on the side. We see some replays, but you notice that the kendo stick is right beside Io Shirai on the outside. She's like just sitting there recovering, and she's like slowly going over to grab that kendo stick as they go to break. Shirai suddenly hits the ring and attacks Baszler from behind with the kendo stick. Shirai unloads up the kendo stick. Shirai goes to the corner, hits a moonsault from the top. Shirai goes back to the top, asks for Candice to hand her a steel chair from under the ring. Grabs the steel chair and hits an acai moonsault while holding the steel chair. slamming the chair into Baszler on her way down. I have never seen anybody do that before, and that was fucking awesome. She exits the ringside area and leaves with the Ray as Baszler sells the attack on the mat. Shirai heads to the back by herself while Baszler is still down. A "You Deserve It" chant breaks out as the ref checks on her. Baszler sits up and clutches the title, getting back to her feet as to bruise. Baszler music hits as she pushes the ref away, leaving her on her own. The "You Deserve It" chant is just what should have happened. She has been making it like the life of the women's division in NXT hell. You're doing your job as a heel. When one of the baby faces finally stands up and beats the living piss out of you, give you your comeuppance, and the fans go, "You deserve it." Shayna Baszler is doing her job right. We see the UK TakeOver Cardiff, the TakeOver Cardiff, the NXT TakeOver Cardiff. The NXT TakeOver Cardiff is announced for August 31st. As I said, that is also the date of All Out, which is going to be the next big pay-per-view after, I believe, Fight for the Fallen, which I think is only going to be a one-time thing. So it's going to be the next big pay-per-view for All Elite Wrestling. It's going to happen on the same night. So this should be interesting. Very interesting to see how that goes. They show Stephanie McMahon sitting at ringside. Do I really need to see her there? They do plug the official TakeOver post show interview that Triple H does after every single takeover, and then we had the match. Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole 2. I already said at the beginning of the show, Adam Cole won this match. He did it on his own. No Undisputed Era whatsoever came out to help him. Again, another match that I cannot do any justice to. These guys, again, just gave each other everything they could. Adam Cole, for the majority of the match, at different times, was trying so damn hard to hit the Canadian Destroyer, which they wanted to call the Panama Sunrise again. They called it the Canadian Destroyer at TakeOver New York, but now they're back to calling it the Panama Sunrise. I don't fucking know why, but yes. A lot of the match was like, can he hit the Canadian Destroyer on Gargano? And when he does, what's going to happen after that? You had Gargano hitting the last shot on Adam Cole. Adam Cole putting Gargano in the Gargano escape. You had slingshot spears, slingshot DDTs. You had the Canadian Destroyer on the outside by Adam Cole. This match did everything you could for these two. These two gave you a classic. Again, this was 10 times better than what the entire match on a whole at TakeOver New York. Like I said, another match I cannot justifiably go over, but we get to the end of the match, and Gargano pulls. The referee checks on Gargano. Cole comes over and grabs Gargano, but Gargano pulls him into the Gargano escape because Johnny Gargano was playing perfect possum. Looked like he was dead on his feet because right before that, Cole had him set up for the last shot, and as soon as he bounced off the ropes, Gargano just fell down dead. It looked like he was dead. Gargano was playing possum, got him into the Gargano escape. Cole goes for the bottom rope, but Gargano rolls him back into the middle of the ring. Cole fights out and breaks the hold. Cole with super kicks. Cole goes up top, hits the Canadian Destroyer, follows up with the last shot for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, Cole takes the title, holds it high as the Undisputed Era's music hits. Cole stands tall as we see Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong in the ring. Bobby Fish had his arm in a sling, so I hope he didn't get too injured. Maybe it's just them resting his arm because he did have his arm in the sling at house shows recently. So there's that. They raise Cole in the air as they celebrate. The 25th TakeOver special goes off the air with the Undisputed Era standing tall in the middle of the ring. This match was absolutely fantastic. Kick out, I'm not a big fan of multiple finisher kickouts. And it's like when you have it happen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in one match, it's just, come on, enough. You're just overdoing it. They did, I think, just enough in this match. Like I said, this match is something, if you want to see how to do it, how to put on a great show for WWE, Vince, Watch TakeOver. See what happens. It's professional fucking wrestling. You can use your sports entertainment shit as much as you want. It's always going to be professional wrestling. It was professional wrestling before you took it over. It's professional wrestling after you die. So get used to it, Vince. This was a great show. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, and everybody, Matt Bloom, and anybody else who is part of this entire group of people backstage, you should be proud of what the hell you've done, because this was another slam. This was another home run, maybe a double, maybe a triple. I don't know about a grand slam, but it was definitely a triple, a 3-run homer. That is your NXT TakeOver review. Hit that subscribe button, TakeOver 25 review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitch and Twitter at The France Club, and I will see you guys tomorrow as we will go over episode 72, part 2 of Unscripted, because there was so much news coming out of Double or Nothing last week. Jon Moxley is making a lot, and I mean a lot, of rounds on podcasts, so there was a lot to talk about this week. And I will talk about it all tomorrow for you guys. Until then, I'm getting out of here. You guys have a good one.